Hi everybody, this is Steve Ludwig, host of Steve Ludwig's Classic Pop Culture and the Beatles Hour with Steve Ludwig at planetludwig.com. Here's an interview we did with Spanky McFarlane, lead singer of the 60s band Spanky and Our Gang, on September 24th, 2013, show number 8. To hear the entire show, complete with music and retro commercials, check out the menu at planetludwig.com. And now, please enjoy the interview. And we are so happy to have the lead singer of all those wonderful songs and so many more, Ms. Spanky McFarlane.
Hey, it's my pleasure, Steve.
Now, you're speaking to us from California, Spanky. What kind of weather are you having out there?
What kind of weather are we having? Right now it's about, where I live, it's about 65 degrees. It's overcast, and it feels incredible. We've had a beautiful summer. It never gets terribly cold here or terribly hot, which I like.
That's nice.
So, beautiful. Anyway, I'm up in the Pacific Northwest.
Now, you know, Spanky, in my other life, I'm an 8th grade teacher, and we have some young listeners. My students listen in, and there might be some people who, among them and our other listeners, who aren't familiar with Spanky and Our Gang, as many of our listeners are. Who were some of the members? Who made up your original band, Spanky?
Well, we started as a trio, and it was kind of a deal to, they needed an opening act. We met in Florida, and then the boys came up to visit me in Chicago and stayed forever. And so we were a trio, and we didn't have very many songs, so we did a lot of comedy routines in between. And we were a jug band, and Oz played Ozbach, Nigel Pickering, and myself. And Oz played had a kazoo inside a rubber banana, and I played the jug and the washboard, and Nigel played the drum string. And, you know, we did Andrew Sisters tunes, we did show tunes, Trouble in River City, and we just had a great time. And that was there in Chicago in Old Town in 66, I believe.
And by 1967, Spanky, you had million-selling hits. Sunday Will Never Be the Same, Lazy Day, I'd Like to Get to Know You. But, you know, one of my favorites was Making Every Minute Count.
Yeah, that was a good one. We didn't do it much after it was a hit, but I'm not sure why.
You know, Spanky, besides all the hits that we know and love, is there an album track or two that you really love?
Well, I do love our arrangement of Stardust.
I also really like your version of Everybody's Talking.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, good song. Yeah. In fact, we actually recorded that before Harry Nilsson. He kind of swiped our arrangement, and then it had the big hit with it in Midnight Cowboy.
Did you ever met Harry Nilsson in your travels?
I never did meet him, but I sure was a big fan of his.
Well, Harry Nilsson's one of my all-time favorites. As a matter of fact, another favorite of mine were the Turtles and Howard Kaylan. You were friends, or you maybe still are friends with Howard Kaylan of the Turtles.
We were friends. I was very good friends with the Turtles. We all started the first Happy Together tour in '84 together. And but before that, in the 60s, we would play with them or in the same town as they were in, and then we'd go see them or they'd come and see us. We were definitely friends.
I'll tell you.
I don't know if you got a chance to read Howard Kaylan's new book, Spanky, Shell Shocked, but in it, and first of all, it's a wonderful book, and in it he speaks so highly of you and the members of your band and all the good times you had.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. I'll have to definitely pick that up.
Back in the 60s, Spanky, there was a very popular show, probably a number one show, the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour, and you and the band appeared on the show, and you sang a song, Give a Damn. Now, that really created quite a bit of controversy. Do you remember all the controversy surrounding that song?
Believe it or not, it was for the word damn. I mean, they weren't getting the message at all that it was give a damn about something. They just heard the word damn and freaked out. It's so crazy. We were playing a gig in Chicago at Loyola University, and the radio station there refused to to play the song because of the word damn. So before we got to town, a bunch of the students from Loyola went down and protested. They marched out in front of the radio station to get them to play the song. And then we went to the concert and did it, and that was the first time we ever had to repeat a song. After we did it once, they wanted to hear it again. We had to sing it again. It happened later when I was with the Mamas and Papas, quite often in Germany or Japan or Brazil, that we'd have to go back and sing Monday, Monday again, or California Dreamin'. But that was a first for us to, do the song again. It was it's a very nice feeling,
I mean, the sentiment, just give a damn about your fellow man, yet there was so much trouble with that sentiment on TV. I mean, President Nixon even sent a letter to the CBS censors complaining about that song being on their show.
Oh, Lord. Nixon, huh?
As a matter of fact, New York Mayor John Lindsay used Give a Damn as part of his campaign, and he was elected mayor, and I'm sure it played more than just a small part in getting him elected.
Well, that's true. There was a whole campaign called Give a Damn. We had little buttons and stuff, and Stuart Sharp and Bob Duro wrote that song for the campaign and had us record it, and then we loved it so much we put it on our album, and have never looked back. We're very happy we did that.
About a month ago, Spanky, you did a show at Humboldt County Fair, and Denny Diaz joined you on stage. How did that go?
That was very well. We had so much fun. I just love him. He's the fabulous guitar player from Steely Dan, and we've become friends over the last few years, and if I'm playing somewhere, he will stop everything he's doing and come and play with us wherever we are. I don't do a lot of gigs anymore. I'm kind of, old and decrepit.
Never.
But Denny, he's got this great sound on that guitar, and you know it's him when he starts up. He's a wonderful man.
We have kind of a mutual friend, Spanky, Charles Rosenay. You were at one of his conventions a while ago.
So I went to one of his conventions. It was wonderful. We had a great time.
There were a lot of rock stars at that convention, Spanky, and I'm sure you touched base with many of your old friends, didn't you?
Right. Little Anthony and the Imperials were there, and I can't think right now, but it was a fun weekend. I know that.
Spanky, no matter how much time marches on for us, it must be a wonderful feeling, though, that your songs will live on forever with all of us.
It's a wonderful feeling, and I hope you're right about that. It's a great feeling, and I'm happy to have been a part of such a great thing as, folk rock, we'll call it.
A while ago, Spanky, you, my brothers and I actually saw you as a member of the new Mamas and Papas. You performed with Mackenzie Phillips, I believe Denny Doherty and John Phillips. May not have been Denny Doherty. It may have been Scott McKenzie. But what was that like?
Really fun. I got a call from them in L.A. and asked me if I would come to New Jersey and, meet them and, see if I could do Cass's part. And it was no problem. And so I moved my whole family out there, and we spent a year writing songs together and working on new material. And then we go to do a concert, and the audience doesn't want to hear new material from the Mamas and Papas. They want to hear the hits. So we had to go back to the drawing board and work up all the hits. You can't blame the audience. That's why they love them, right, for those great songs, Monday, Monday.
Yeah. Do you understand? I guess you do, Spanky. Are you okay with the audience really wanting to hear pretty much just the hits? You understand from the audience's point of view, don't you?
I absolutely do. I understand. It'd be like Trini Lopez doing a concert and not singing Lemon Tree, Well,
Spanky, I can't thank you enough for doing the show. It's really been a pleasure. I've always been a fan. I'm a child of the 60s, and I just want to thank you for all the good music.
Thank you for having me, Steve. I enjoyed it, and good luck with your show.